Hello, everybody, family. What it do? Um, y'all, I'm so excited. I'm gonna give y'all a few minutes to get on. But I think I'm gonna change my light because I look a little bright. Let me see. Yeah, now I got some color. So I thought it was better, but I don't like it. So anyway, I'm so excited, y'all. First, but while people are still coming on, we did have a different episode scheduled for tonight. However, don't know when might get stop the show. That's a song, right? That's a one of them TikTok songs or something. But anyway, um, yeah. So our guest was not able to join tonight, so they will be here next week. But in the meantime, in between time, your girl always got something for you. Always. So, y'all, so I see a few people are coming on. So again, I think if you are on my personal page, I don't know if I made it public or not, but if it's not, then I need you to allow StreamYard to access your name so that I can see who you are, y'all, because I love to connect with people. I love to see who's out there. This is, it's alive. I know podcasts are typically on the radio kind of thing where you don't see people, but I need to see people. So I know I can't visually see you, but I see your name. So hey, Shelly Boo. That's Miss Aldridge. She's talking about good evening, Dr. Lyles. It's a scam. Yes, girl. Yes. So thank you, Michelle, for always being on here. And y'all, um, I want y'all, this is not a scam. She got some good cakes, y'all. She got some great desserts over there and some other types of treats. And I heard there might be something that she's going to be posting up soon on her page. So please go and like her page, Shelly Sweet Sensations, on Facebook. And, I think she's got a website launching soon. So yeah, go over there, order you some stuff. I think, yeah, you might be kind of late for Christmas, but um, I think you can always get some snack mix. And that snack mix is so handy when you're driving. Hey, Charina, how are you doing, girl? What's up? I haven't seen you in so long. Y'all, I'm like, I know y'all didn't heard me talk about her so much, but Charina's like my sister. And she don't live but like an hour away, and we don't hardly get to see each other anymore. And I miss my little Cam. So I miss you too, Charina. It's different when it's a baby. But yeah, so y'all keep on coming on in. Um, and then we'll get started in probably about 2 minutes because y'all, I'm gonna hit it and quit it today. I know, ooh, that sounds really bad. But yes, I'm gonna jump right in and jump right out because I got a life too, and I know y'all got a life, and things are just, we gotta be real and take care of ourselves. That's a whole nother podcast coming up too, y'all. So yes, Charina said she needed cheesecake from Michelle. Yes, because y'all, she made the cheesecake for my son's wedding, and it was absolutely amazing. It was so good. And I mean both. There's a plain cheesecake that she had the strawberries and the cherries, and then she had the turtle cheesecake for the groom's cake. Y'all, I mean, they was both so good. And the people at the restaurant, they had their own cheesecakes, but there were so many left over. But anyway, so we got about another few seconds. And I see some more people came on. So y'all, please show us who you are. Drop in, say, hey, I see the eyes over there, Mr. Brian. Thanks for joining us, Coach. J330 Life is in the house. And y'all, okay, since I'm just shouting out, folks, this morning, if you have not joined the Reset Academy, hunty, let me tell you, you missing out. And I know if 2022 been fire, 2023 is fit to be all that. So what I'm telling y'all is you need to join the Reset Academy right now. Well, not right now, after my podcast, please, after the podcast. But sometime soon, you need to join the Reset Academy on Facebook. Join I'm gonna put a link up here somewhere so y'all can try to go to it and get, if you want to invite it, don't work because I don't know how to work all this stuff that great. But y'all, if y'all do Tuesday morning, you can get with Coach. Tuesday evening, you can get some tea. So, Coach be bringing that stuff, man. So this morning, it was Figure It Out Part 2. Honey, y'all got to go listen to it. That's all I'm going to say. Go listen to it. And it's only on Facebook in the group. So he ain't like me doing all the public, but there is some stuff that he does on face or on YouTube as well. So check him out, y'all. And hello, Mama. Nice to see you. Always here, sometime late, but you good. So y'all, we gonna go ahead and I got my notes, so I'm gonna be looking at my tablet because this we finna get on into this. So I didn't know how to put the poll up on oh yeah, Michelle said terrific Tuesday for sure. Yes. And Charina, you said, yes, goodness, that word was awesome this one. Wasn't it though? But y'all, so I wasn't able to put a poll up on Facebook in our page, so I'm not really sure how to do that yet, but I'm gonna work it out. I'm gonna find out. But if you are on the YouTube, you can see there's a poll question that says, have you been scammed? If you've been scammed, don't be ashamed. Just put your hand up. Just put your hand up. I have been scammed. And I'm going to tell y'all a brief story real quick because this totally is not about money that we're going to talk about today. But yesterday was very interesting. So I'm at work in my office and some lady calls me talking about she was some lady talking real fast now, talking real fast. She's somebody, I don't even, Latasha or something from financial services. And I'm like, okay. And she called me on my business line. So I'm like, uh-oh, and so she starts asking me about banking questions, saying that I need to get a refund for some fees that were charged, some erroneous fees to my credit card, not my credit card, but the credit card processing. So I said, well, are you talking about my bank card? So she said, no, it's your business account. So I said, okay. And so I'm like, is this Navy Federal? And she said, no. It's the people that process your credit card, or credit card claims. And so I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. So I had to think about it. I do use a service. I mentioned the service. She didn't know the service. I'm gonna just tell y'all, it was Stripe is what I use, right? And she said strike, like with a K. And I was like, so I'm already caught. I'm hit, right? I'm like, yeah, let me go on and play with her for a minute. So she's asking me all these questions. I'm playing I don't know what you're talking about. I don't see that. Well, look here, click there, do this. I don't see it. I don't know. So she was getting frustrated. I'm going to place you on a brief hold. And I was like, mm-hmm. So then she comes back and she was like, try this. Do you see that? And of course, I'm just sitting here like, no, I don't know. So then she's like, well, ma'am, I'm going to have to go ahead and get with my supervisor and I'll call you back and I'll have the link so that you can go directly to it. And I was like, sure thing. Thank you so much. But y'all, when she asked me about the credit card machine, she was like, you have the processor, right? And I said, no, I don't use a processor. And because she was like, yeah, you got a processor. Look at the serial number. Look at the serial number on my credit card processor. Ma'am, I was born early in the morning, okay? So you got to catch me slipping. So I was like, I don't have a credit card processor, which I really don't. So then she's like, oh, well, what do you use? That's when she asked me about the Stripe thing. But I was just like, no, you're not finna get me today. But anyway, y'all. So see, I was almost scammed. And then we were talking in a group that I'm in last night, and someone else was talking about how a scammer tried to get them. And now they're a little bit older than me. So this kind of just conjured up all these feelings for me about scamming. And it is this time of the year. I mean, scammers all work all year 24/7. They don't stop, right? But this time of the year, especially, I know they try because people are in a giving mood. You know, it's Christmas. People getting um, cards in the mail with money, checks, all kinds of stuff, right? And so they want to get in on some of that. So people are trying to scam, especially they try. I think they target maybe older people. I didn't look this information up, but in just my own personal knowledge, they try to get older people because you know they don't know as much. I was gonna say we, but I'm not that old, y'all. I'm still young. But yeah, they don't really they don't know how to use technology a lot of times. They get confused. And not all older people are like that. Now, you got some older people that can teach us something about all this Facebook, the Facebook and the Instagram, right? So they know about technology. So they think that they can get over on older people because they think they're not as knowledgeable. Hey, hunty, it's my baby, y'all, my husband. Um, so then they also try to target younger people. They try to target younger people with different types of scams than they might try to do like, older people. Like the younger people, I think they get all those I forget what they're called, but they're like where here's some money. I need help. So can you go in there and do like a deposit, can you deposit in your account and then I'll get it, send the money to me kind of stuff. And with all the stuff with Cash App, I think Venmo is a little more secure, but there's all these electronic services like Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, all those kinds of things, right? So they do a lot of those. Everybody knows about those calls from Nigeria. I don't even know. I'm like, I'm king. So I done got so many of these kind of things. And I need you to be my princess. And I'm like, dude, get off the phone. Bye. But yesterday I just had a little fun time between clients. So I just went ahead and did that. So now I'm going to talk about not financial scams, but a scam that we do to ourselves, right? Or maybe people around us do. So let's see what I wrote down for my definition of scam. So, scam, I got the definition from Merriam-Webster. It says to deceive and defraud, to obtain something such as money by a scam, right? I don't know how you can use the word in the definition, but anyway, Dictionary.com says a confidence game or other fraudulent scheme, especially for making a quick profit, like to swindle. And then the last one that I found, which I kind of like this one the most because it kind of applies to what we're talking about. It's vocabulary.com. It says a sneaky or dishonest plan that's meant to con someone. So I'm going to talk real quick about some types of computer scams that people do. But before I get into that, I I want you to think about some stuff when I'm talking about scamming. And I want you to think about your thoughts, okay? Different beliefs that you may have. And they limit you, right? So there's sometimes people that you're around and they do different types of things to you, right? And or maybe the way you grew up, you learned something about yourself that maybe wasn't true. It was fraudulent. It was a negative thought. It was, in spiritual realm, it's nothing but the enemy trying to come in and stop you as a child, right? And from the early beginnings. So then you grow up with these negative thoughts, these limiting beliefs about yourself, right? And so when I looked up some stuff about types of computer scams, because those are really common. I know there's a lot of bank and money scams, but computer scams are pretty interesting to me. So there's four of them that I kind of felt, to talk about, that felt strongly. So there's phishing, and it's not phishing like Demond does. It's phishing, phishing. And so that's I'm gonna tell y'all straight from the site. So phishing is basically, it says receiving an email from someone pretending to be your bank, indicating you are overdrawn or made a purchase you didn't make and asking you to log in and verify the information. However, the link in the email points to a fake site that logs your username and password information. And so I'm going to talk about some other kind of phishing. So you have the phishing I'm talking about is maybe a person in your life. It could be a person in your life. And they are they're fishing for information. That's how I'm gonna say. They're saying they're somebody, they're not really that, let me reword that. So I believe that a fishing person, the way that I'm thinking about it, is more like they are trying to get close to you and find out some stuff, and then they may use it for their own benefit later. So let me just say, like, I'm in the mental health field, right? I don't mind helping nobody. Y'all, my hair look crooked. That's why I'm trying to fix it. But there's yes, Michelle, that's it. Nosy. They nosy. So actually, I'm not going to use about the mental health. So I was at a book writing workshop, right? And this was a great example that my good old friend Tammy, she's probably going to text me and say she had to catch the replay, y'all. But she's with Titan Publishing. She was a guest on here, right? She talked about an example of, hey, Valerie. Um, she talked about an example of where there was a person, a person actually there. They were writing a book, right? So their friend, and Michelle, since we always together now. So I'm gonna write a book, right? This is basically what happened. I'm gonna write a book. And I'm like, Michelle, girl, I'm gonna write this book. And so she asked me all about the book. Wonder what you doing? What's the book about? How'd you get started? What stuff you use, right? So before I know it, Michelle done fished out all the information, all everything about how I was gonna do it. And now I'm saying I'm gonna put mine out December 31st. So before December 31st comes, she and I already made 8 books. 8 books, right? So I'm just saying they're nosy in a sense, but it's more or less like to gain something for their own benefit. Okay. So watch out for those people. That's what I'm saying. Watch out for those people that's fishing you. Okay. I'm gonna go on to the next one because we gotta hurry up, y'all. We gotta get out. Um, dark patterns. I had never heard of this, but when I was looking on the site, this was very interesting to me. So dark pattern, it says a dark pattern is a user interface feature designed to trick users into doing something more beneficial to the company than the user or customer. Okay. So to me, what that sounds like is a person that's like a master manipulator, right? Hey, bruh, you know, I was trying to figure out what you were saying, Michelle. So, coach, right? Coach, if you come to this workshop that I'm going to do, man, you are going to benefit so much, and you know what, while you're at it, I want you to come to my podcast. Bring all your friends and all the people that you got, so we can make sure this information get out. And I know that you are a man of God, coach, you're a man of God. So I know that all these Christian followers that are following you, they need to hear what you got to say. But meanwhile, it's more for my benefit because y'all, what I got on here, like 200 followers. So I want him to come on my stuff so that his people can come and then it'll boost me up. Right. So sometimes people get around you like that they come for the clout, right? They come because you're who you are. So that's a dark pattern to me. That's what was coming. Y'all, the Lord was speaking to me this morning when I was in the shower about this scam thing. And so that's that dark pattern, people. They're dark, and there's a secret to what they're doing. It's not really for you, but it's gonna look like it's for you, right? It's gonna look like it's helping you, but it's not really. Okay. So watch out for those types of people and those types of thoughts too. So then there's a threat scam. Let's see what the threat scam is. probably what you're kind of familiar with. More of this. It's where someone sends an email claiming to work for a company that found something wrong with you or your company, and it's threatening legal action unless you pay. Often these scams can be quickly identified because they're asking for like a Bitcoin as a form of payment. And that's what they say. And they also talk about looking for ransomware. So they'll hold your stuff hostage online, basically, is what they say. What happens is they hold your stuff online, kind of like if it was your child or something precious to you, like they hold it for ransom and say, if you don't give us all this money or whatever by a certain time, then something's going to happen. Your whole site going to be shut down. It's really like a ransom thing. So now what I want to say about that is these are the kind of thoughts. Hey, Coach Glendora, but these are the kind of thoughts that you might have, right? These are also people that could be around you, habits that you might have, but it's things that if you don't do something, or if you do something, it's gonna fail. So for example, let me break it down. So if I'm saying, you know what, I'm gonna own my own practice, right? I'm gonna go get my counseling degree, and I'm striving for a doctorate or something like that, and I'm gonna have my own private practice. Well, a person that is that's like a threat scam to me, what's speaking is that they'll be like, you know what, it ain't gonna work, it ain't gonna work, you shouldn't do that, it's just gonna fail, right? And if you do, then like, let's just say your kids, they gonna, you're gonna be away from your kids, your husband, you're not gonna have time for your husband. So it's like, if I do all this stuff, it's gonna fail, I'm not gonna have time for things. And it just creates a false sense of belief for me, right? That somebody's telling me that. And so, and what comes up for me right now is that Color Purple scene, when she's like, until you do right by me, all you do is gonna fail. And so when I think about that, it's just like, it's these thoughts are holding me ransom in my head, right? Because I'm thinking, well, I better not go and get my PhD, I better not open up a private practice, I better not write that book, I better not try to apply for this new job, I better not go to a new church, I better not um go to a different school or anything like that, right? It's I better not, because something else is going to happen. So that's just what's coming up for me there. And the last one I'm going to talk about for that is catfishing. Y'all, I know many people heard that. There's even a TV show about catfishing. And I'm a read that what it says. Catfish is a person who creates a fake online profile to deceive someone. For example, a woman could create a fake profile on an online dating website, create a relationship with one or more people, and then create a fake scenario that asks others for money. And so what came up for me with these thoughts and all of that is that catfish are just fake folks, right? Um, they could have been fake folks in childhood growing up. They could be fake folks that you've experienced in early childhood, in high school, college, or just at some time during your life. But what happens is it also creates distrust for people, right? So you go through some type of situation with these people, you decide have a relationship with them, you find out they're not who they say they are, and then you start to feel like, hmm, I can't, I'm never going to be in another relationship with another man because this one did something to me, or he was fake, right? And so then you start having limiting beliefs about yourself. Something's wrong with me. I'm too fat. I'm too skinny. I'm too bossy. I'm too, you fill it in, right? I'm too something, or I'm not enough of something. So those fake people, those fake beliefs, because that's where we're getting ready to go into these fake beliefs, right? These fraudulent things that try to scam us. They deprive us of the potential that we could have in our life. They deprive us of awesome relationships that we could nurture and have, or just things that we can do and accomplish, right? Because they're fraudulent. They're not real, they're fake, they're scamming us, they're phishing, they're dark patterns, they're threatening to us, right? And another thing that we talked about last night in our book writing group was about being outside of your comfort zone, right? Because we get comfortable, right? That's the safe space, right? Because that's what we've taught ourselves. That's what we believe. Those where those thoughts come in to tell us, like, don't do that, right? That's too risky, you know. But it comes from all that phishing, the dark patterns, the threat scam, the catfishing that has happened throughout our life, right? So then now we start to believe these things about ourselves. We start to have these limiting thoughts, these limiting beliefs that are like way down in our heart, that no matter what, that's not me. That's, I'm just a quiet person. I'm shy. I just watch everybody. I don't do all that. Why? Why are you missing out? Why? So anyway, so let's talk about how we can help that. So we're going to use the same word, scam, okay? Because y'all know I like acronyms. So, scam. So, the S is survey those thoughts and beliefs. Survey them, meaning like really think about them. What are they? Because sometimes we don't even know that we're having them, but they're there. Okay. So survey them, try to figure out what they are. Take time. I'm pointing back there because my journal is right there, but I have journals all over the house, just get something, even if it's just a little spiral piece of paper book, just get something, write down some thoughts that you're actually having. And there is a video back, I forgot what it's called, but there's a video back there somewhere about about thoughts, about how we have negative thoughts. Okay, so you can check that out. But basically, you want to just survey those thoughts, survey those beliefs, see what they are. What are they? So let's say, all right, I'll just use one. I'm fat because I gained a lot of weight, right? So I'm fat. That's my belief. I'm fat. Now, to y'all, I might not look fat. I might not look obese, but when I go to the doctor, they say that I'm obese, right? So that's a thought in my head. So I think, oh, I can only wear big baggy clothes, or I don't need to put on certain things, or I don't want to go out anywhere with my husband because I don't want people to look at me because they're gonna think, oh, she's so fat. How she get him? All this kind of stuff, right? Or just any thoughts that I'm having. So survey those thoughts. That's what I'm talking about. All the stuff I just said. I'm believing that I'm fat. I believe people are going to be talking about me. I believe people are watching me. I believe that I'm not good enough to be with my husband. You see how all that just came out? So take time, write those things down. So survey the thoughts and the beliefs that you have about yourself. The C is for connect. So I want you to connect with those feelings, connect with those thoughts, connect with that inner self of you, right? And be curious. So start to ask, like, where did that come from? Like, I wasn't always fat. So where did that come from? When did I start having this thought? Let's be curious about it. And sometimes you might have to, one of my clients says the past self, the present self, and the future self. Because I'll be talking about them parts. So ask your past selves, what was it, something that happened when I was little? Like, when I went to grandma's house and she just gave me too much cookies or something? Is that when I was fat? And people used to bully me while I was in school. Is that it? Be curious about it. So then, since we're using me as an example, I'm curious. When did I start getting fat? Well, oh yeah, that's right. I got sick. So this is where, after you're curious about it, you can apply facts, which is the A. So now I'm applying the facts. I got sick. I had a whole pituitary tumor. Oh, Wow. So it affected my whole endocrine system. Everything went out of whack. So it's not that I'm just fat because I was eating a lot, right? I had a medical condition. So then when you apply these facts, you can kind of discredit all that negativity, all those those beliefs that you have about yourself. So that's why it's so important to do these like that. Survey the thought, connect with whatever those thoughts are, the feelings, whatever comes up for you, connect with it. Ask your past self, your present self, your future self, whatever. Ask yourself, go deep, dig deep in there, and then apply facts about it, because something is real. And so sometimes, and when I say apply facts, sometimes we get confused about what people told us versus what's real. Okay. So I know that when I go to the doctor presently, my present self says, the doctor says, oh, you're obese 46-year-old female. Okay. Well, he wasn't there 12 years ago when I got diagnosed and when I was going through all my medical conditions, right? So he doesn't know all of that. He's not even following up correctly. So that's where it's like you have to really think about those facts and break them down, okay? So that you can rationalize what's real and what's fact, okay? Now, the last one is manage your meat. I know y'all heard me talk about meat before. And so when I talk about managing your meat, managing your environment, whatever that looks like, the meat is your money, your energy, your attention, and your time, right? Because we'll let all this stuff consume us and forget about doing the things that is important to us, the things that take priority. So like, if I'm going to go apply for my PhD program, I won't do it because the people around me, the fishers, the deep, the dark, the dark pattern people, the catfish people, all those people, they might be in my circle. So I might need to change my environment, right? Because they're consuming my energy, my attention, and my time. I might even be investing some money in them, so just think about that. So it's really good to manage your meat and your environment because you're putting so much into things that don't even need to take priority in your life. It's going back to that 80-20 rule. We're putting 80% of our all of our efforts into stuff that don't even matter, into people that don't even matter, into thoughts that don't even matter because they ain't real. They fake, they're frauds. Okay. It's a scam. So beware of the scam. Beware of these people that are around you, because if somebody is not pushing you into greatness, then you need to just push them back. You know what I mean? You need to change that circle that you're in. If the other day, and then we'll close. The other day I read a story about a guy, I forget his name. I want to say it's like Jacob Beck. But anyway, he's a world-renowned violinist. And y'all might have heard this story, but he's a world-renowned violinist, and he has a violin that is worth $3.5 million. That's what the thing said. $3.5 million violin. So he has, let's say it's Friday, he has a sold out show tonight. So tomorrow he comes on the side of the road, on the sidewalk, and he has a bucket, dressed in plain clothes, and he plays his $3.5 million violin on the street, right? Do you know how much this man made? They said he acquired $30 and some hand claps. So yeah, I've paraphrased this whole thing, but just to get to the point, people didn't know who he was. They didn't know what his worth was. They definitely didn't know what that violin was worth, because they probably would have beat him down, took the violin, and tried to sell it somewhere and get the money, right? But when people don't know what your worth is, when they don't value you, you need to change your environment, right? So when these people are doing all these scams on you, you need to alert yourself to that. You need to figure out who they are, and then like where these thoughts come from, that you might even be scamming yourself. right? Because I want you to reach your highest potential. I want you to be the greatest you that you can be. And I don't want you to be stuck in some depression or some belief about yourself that somebody that wasn't even worth your time, not worth your time, not worth anything to you, but they're holding you back and you're stuck back there in that past self of yours that was hurt, that was traumatized, that was going through something. I don't want that for you. I want you to have that business that you desire. I want you to have, that marriage that you desire, those children that you want. I have friends that aren't able to have children right now. They're not able to conceive. But we talk about adopting children. But somebody could tell them, no, you won't love a baby. You won't love that kid the same as if you had your own. So then they miss out on just raising a child just because. Oh, okay, you might not feel that way, but that doesn't mean that I will, right? So don't let somebody stop you. Don't let any thoughts get into your head because it's just a lie. It's a lie from the pit of hell, right? And as coach say, the devil is a lie and his mama too. And that's all it is. It's stopping you from your greatness because, I know that God's always with me. So if God has this wonderful life mapped out for me, don't let those thoughts stop you. They don't have to. And so y'all, do y'all have any questions, any comments, anything? Because I was trying to hurry up, get in here, and I'm trying to get it down to 30 minutes, but I'm still kind of close to the 40, 45. So I just wanted to kind of get in there, get out, right? Mama, what you talking about? Medication. She said medication. Oh, Michelle, you said what was the M? Manage your meat. So manage your environment, the people that you're around, your time, your energy, that stuff, your attention, your money, because you could be paying for somebody. I was thinking about that. You could be, sometimes our kids, y'all, I don't even know if my kids are on here, but our children, they could be some of these fishing folks and these dark pattern folks manipulating us, having us have some parent guilt, mom guilt, dad guilt, and you feeling bad and stuff and try to send them some money. Oh, okay. My mom is saying medication can cause the weight gain. That is so true. Which was partly in my case too. They over medicated me. So then I even got bigger. So yeah, medication could really cause that. And so that's some of the stuff that you need to survey. What is that? You know, where, that stuff. So she surveyed that and she could see, okay, it might be the medication. So yeah, you're welcome, Michelle. But yeah, y'all, this was good for me. I hope it was good for you. And so next week we'll have hopefully our guests will be able to join us and we'll see y'all then. And as we always say, I am here, it is now, and I am alive. I'll see y'all next week. Be safe.